Just a few feet away from the entrance to the roller rink, Chris puffs on a Highland cigar, a natural note with a tapered head for flavor. Green neon washes over his dark gray eyes. Behind the clouds of smoke, a large bald man stomps into view. Chris lifts a brow, questioning. "So you're bringing her along?" His voice is rough and rugged. He gestures behind Conlon to a 19-year-old headache who sits crouched and admiring the steel glint of a discomancer's starmobile. She runs her fingers along its shiny aluminum outer frame, tracing the multicolored pattern on the vinyl down to the thrusters. Conlon keeps his pace, tossing Chris a set of keys. "No," Conlon begins. "You're watching her." "You got it," Chris replies, pocketing the keys into his coat. "Are you sure you're going to be all right by yourself, boss man?" Conlon shrugs. "It's a fucking roller rink, Chris." The Ring of Saturn was a popular venue for anyone living in the Kaliska system. Despite Conlon's dismissive remark, it was actually a bit more than just a roller rink. For starters, it was in outer space. Aside from the skating area, there was also a dance floor, a bar, a lounge, and an impressive stage for live disco funk musical performances. Not to mention it wasn't too bad a place for a postcard. The rink wrapped around the whole venue, connected by a transparent bridge marked by yellow beams that ran along its surface. And boy, did Conlon hate it here. The atmosphere, the kids running round, the taste of sweat permeating the recycled air, but more than anything, even more than the overpriced beers and diluted dancing whores, Conlon hated the gangsters. He was born in the galleries, which meant he was raised a merc. Trained from birth by the Orderates of Haloma 9, he was pledged at 15 to some diplomat from just west of the Who Gives a Shit system. Plenty of the kids he grew up with went with him, bought like cattle, died like cattle. He earned his freedom 10 years early when a coup in the enemy capital stomped the patriotism out of their leaders for a few pennies and a small planet for their yearly vacation. The war ended, which by contract voided any additional years of service. Should have been a good day for Conlon. It's too bad it wasn't. As it turns out, the price of freedom is actually 500,000 units, because when you're free to travel the stars, well, you need a ship. Inconvenient, then, to suddenly be out of a job on a recovering planet, recently conquered by an egomaniac tyrant whose throne was built on the corpses of fathers and brothers that you just put in the ground. Life was hard for Conlon. It took him 15 years to pull himself out of that corner of the universe. So when he looks at these college dropout faggots in trench coats, hanging out around roller rinks, talking shop and smoking cigars, something about him really put Conlon in a mood.